And good afternoon, and welcome to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, your host, and usually the next thing I say, I am with my co-host, and usually say something like this handsome guy or this crazy guy. Well, the handsome crazy guy is here in the house, but we haven't. I don't know how I'm speaking. We are having an issue with getting us both on at the same time. I'm not really sure what happened. Elix is blaming my new computer. So, in a nutshell, well, how is everybody, first of all, this Wednesday afternoon? And Mark is here producing the show. So, hi, Mark. And I hope everybody's having a great day. It's beautiful here on Cape Cod, and I'm excited to be here, as I always am. So last Friday, Elix did his show, and he was, minutes before the show started, his show started, he was signed on, and I said, instead of signing on via my laptop, I'm going to use my new computer. So I do, a desktop, and unbeknownst to me, that when I signed on, I knocked him off, and there was no Elix. And it was just a complete surprise that I said to Mark on the air, Elix isn't here? Mark was like, no. So I started doing the introduction and started doing the show, and I had to wait, I think, for a break. So I just told Elix, then you come up here because it's your show, and he had a guest. You use my stuff. I'm already signed on, and I'll go downstairs and I'll try to do what I can to see what's going on with your laptop. So ultimately that happened, and lo and behold, when I signed on his laptop, it knocked my computer off. So there goes Elix again. So this poor guy Friday has this amazing guest, and Elix is just so anal because he wants everything to go perfectly, which it did. Amazing, but again, so ultimately Elix had to come then back downstairs and then use that computer, and I called in just to be able to be involved in the into the interview. So I'm not really sure what happened over the past couple of weeks because I'm not using the new computer. I actually even I shut the new computer off. So I'm not really sure what is going on. But the most important thing, and hopefully Elix will be able to get on at some point. But the most important thing is that the show is live. I know I'll be doing readings today, so I'm very, very excited. But this also gives me an opportunity, because Elix can't say anything right now, an opportunity not to give a Steven story, but to give an Elix story. So are you all ready for this? So last week, it was I don't know, like 6 o'clock in the morning. I get up as usual to take the boys, the two dogs, out. So I go into the bathroom before I'm heading downstairs, and I always check the weather. I'm like a weather fanatic. I love weather. So I just checked the weather to see what it was like. And here in Cape Cod, it was 49 at 6 in the morning. This was this past week. So I grabbed the boys. I opened the door from our bedroom, and right on the same floor, I open the door, and I get hit like I'm at or in the Sahara Desert. Like I thought for sure when I was going to go downstairs, there were going to be camels walking by, and I was going to see sheiks, and like honestly, I just thought that was the setup, because halfway down the staircase, I was already starting to sweat. I'm like, what the hell is going on? So I go downstairs. I'm like, it's 49 degrees out. How can it be this hot in here? So I go downstairs. I look at the temperature gauge, and it's 83. I'm like, how could this be 83? The heat hasn't been on. Did someone mistakenly put the heat on? And then, of course, I'm thinking, well, downstairs in the in-law apartment, Consuelo, Elix's mom, and Elix's aunt are down there. I'm like, did they, I don't know, maybe accidentally like wanted to put the heat up or put it on and accidentally put it on, or someone brush against it? I'm trying to just figure this out. So I have to let the boys out very quickly, to do their business. I come back in, and the first thing I'm going to do is these two downstairs are going to be still sleeping with the bedroom door shut. They don't wake up until like 8 o'clock or so, and now it's about 10 past 6. I'm heading through the first floor to go down the staircase to go to the in-law apartment, and I'm noticing that, as I'm approaching the door and heading into the living room, that my skin's peeling. I'm like, well, clearly I'm getting to the source of the heat, and finally, I get to the door and I look. Oh yeah, the fireplace is on. So the Puerto Rican closes everything up because we've got this deal. Like in the morning, I'm up first and I take care of the boys. At nighttime, Elix takes them out for their last pee pee, last going to the bathroom, and that's just the deal. It's been like that all the time because I'm usually up and certainly more of a morning person. So he went into the living room, and instead of hitting the switch to shut the spotlight off, which he did, he also hit the gas fireplace. So all night, I told him we could have all been dead because of the gas, and as always, he told me that I need to apply for a Spanish soap opera because I'm so theatrical that I'm like, yeah, I knew I wasn't even be able to breathe last night. Of course, I was just playing it up. But in any case, so that fireplace, because of Elix, was on the entire night. And let me just tell you that 83 degrees for the house because of Elix. Thankfully, it was that like cool out. So I just from downstairs, I just opened so many. I can hear myself. There's a little echo. I don't Elix. I don't. I'm not really sure. It sounds like the sound changed. But in any case, I opened all the windows, and thankfully, in a very, very short period of time, I was getting my skin back, and, I had the temperature back down. It was down to like 70 degrees just by opening the windows. Thank God. So, Elix always has Steven stories, and well, so do I. But this was definitely an Elix story. So he came downstairs having absolutely no clue, that I just went through the Sahara Desert. I could barely make the refrigerator to get a drink of water. I almost collapsed. That's how bad it was. And he just comes down like, la, 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 and just is ready, for coffee. That's what happens when you live with a Puerto Rican, I guess. So I get a Puerto Rican who's not going to be on, I guess, today. I don't know what's going on downstairs, but we're all good. And actually, on Facebook Live, I was sharing for people that don't have Facebook. You're missing out. I was sharing and showing pictures of some of my toys that I've kept since I was a kid. And today, I was showing my Weeble camper in car and the actual Weebles from the 70s that when I was a little kid and my mom used to buy me. And why I still have them, I have no idea. Anybody who knows me very well knows that I've kept like every single, I think, toy, or mostly every toy. I actually still have. Does anyone remember Billy Blastoff? I still have Billy Blastoff and a couple of like his little shenanigans that he would sit in, and he like that. I haven't tried them. That I'm sure they probably don't work. I don't know, but they actually used to put him on, and he used to like fly across the room. So he was one of my favorite. And I'm going to take a break soon, and then I'm going to start taking calls. But every time I meet somebody new or have a conversation about, and I'm going to have to ask Mark. I don't know if Mark can answer me now on live air because I'm at home, but does anybody remember the pipsqueaks when you were a kid? I am yet to find somebody that remembers the pipsqueaks. So the pipsqueaks were they were houses like that went like they closed up, they were flat, but then you could pop them open, and when they were open, they were like 12 inches high. And I had the supermarket and I had the hospital, and the pipsqueaks, like the characters, like the character for the hospital, one was a nurse, and the market was the grocery store owner or so. I love them. Maybe I'm gonna have to bring that on Facebook Live, but I'm yet just to find somebody that remembers the pipsqueaks. I don't understand how those were like a toy in the 70s, and that I can't find anybody that remembers the pipsqueak. So at some point, if anyone does, you got to just make sure you shoot me an email. So I'm going to take my first break in 508-222-1320. I know the phones are loaded, so as soon as I get back, I will start taking calls. So we will be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium, and guess who joined us?
I am here. I think, last Friday Stephen was trying to take over my show, and today he's trying to shut me out of his show, but I will not be denied. I am here to stay. I managed to figure out how to get back in. So I'm glad.
You didn't miss anything, and anyone listening can attest that the entire first segment we just talked about gardening, just about plants and
didn't,
flowers.
Because I heard you talking about the fireplace story, and don't worry, I'm making note. I'll make a note of it.
All right. Well, you know what I'm going to make a note of? My callers are going to hang up if I don't get to them. So let's do this. Let's go to the first caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this? Hello? Hi, who's this?
Hi, I'm Chris.
Chris?
Yes, this is Chris. How are you?
Hey, Chris, how are you? Where are you calling from with that accent?
I'm great. I have an accent.
Where are you calling from?
I do a little bit, Oklahoma.
Oklahoma, Chris in Oklahoma. I love it, Chris. So, and I love the fact that you're my first caller. So let me just tune in and connect to what's going on with you. So, Chris, you or somebody very, very closely connected to you has a celebration, like a birthday or an anniversary, really close. I keep hearing somebody say there's something, anniversary of death, birthday. There's something very, very close. And who's Billy or Bob or Barbara? Who's the B connected to you? Either living or crossed. Either one. But there's like Brian. There's a really strong B name connected to you. If it doesn't come, just keep it with you.
Okay.
And so there's a couple of things here. There's a very, very strong father figure that steps forward. And so if Dad is here, is your father here or crossed?
He's passed. My dad has passed.
Your dad just said to me, how is she not getting the Bob Brian? My God, it's such a strong B name, and I don't want to keep belaboring it, but your father just looked at me like, why isn't she giving it? I'm like, I'm trying. I'm trying, Chris. And there's also Anna or Angela or Anthony, or there's an A.
Anna's my mom.
But is Mom crossed?
She has.
Well, your mom just said to me, she's lucky she let Dad come first, because she was all ready to be number one. Chris, is there like an avid reader, or was there somebody who read a lot? Either reading a lot or did a lot of studies. I just keep feeling like I'm in a library, and I got a lot of books, and I can't tell if it's just somebody who likes reading books or it's somebody who's studying for to be a doctor or having like a PhD or something. It's very intense. It's very intense.
My brother was a dentist.
Oh, that's
doctor. My brother was a dentist, and he's passed.
I love it, and I love the fact that your brother is giving me that validation, like a characteristic of him, to let me know who it is, or let you know who it is. And your brother's very, very excited about this. And Chris, I know when this phone call ends, you're going to get the B, because your brother they're all laughing at you, and your brother just stepped forward and said, ba, 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 ba. I've never had that in spirit. They're just laughing at you hysterically with this B name. So just wherever that comes, it definitely will come. And wait a minute, why did your brother say 3? Did he have 3 kids? Or are there 3 of you? Like, what's the 3 connection?
There were 3. Yeah, there were 3 of us kids.
Got it. So, and your other sibling is also crossed or here?
He has crossed.
Oh my! So you have 2 brothers in spirit.
Mm-hmm.
Wow, Chris. And I love the fact that, that's why your brother did the 3 with the kids, is to let you know that your other brother's stepping forward. Your mother just said she lost control with your brothers chatting and just getting very excited about you hearing that it's them that are here. But you know something, Chris? There's also another guy in spirit that steps forward. Where does the John or Jim or George come in? Jack?
Now, George is my dad.
Oh, so that's where Dad comes in. But did you lose? Like, did you have a significant other or a husband or?
I had a biological dad too, and his name is Gene, and he's crossed also.
Oh, that's who this is then. So it's both dads then are stepping forward, and the biological dad's name is James. Is that what you said?
Mm-hmm. Gene. Wow. Gene, G-E-N-E.
Oh, got it. So, wow, how wild is it that both of them are letting you know
that
they're stepping forward, and everybody, including your brothers, just keep saying how proud they are of you, and it's interesting. Your brothers just said, "My sister is very, very strong. The stuff that she's been through or conquered, whatever that means." And it also feels like, did you have to sell somebody's house? So there was not, Chris, I feel like I'm in one place and I don't know if I'm forced to move to another place, or there feels like there's 2 places that I can't be in both. I just don't know if I have to leave one for whatever reason and I just have to move, or there's like another house.
I had to move suddenly. I was in a tornado. We lost our house of 26 years, so I had to move really fast.
Oh my God, that was 26 years ago?
No, we were in our house for 26 years. That happened 8 years ago.
Wow. Oh my God, Chris. So, wow.
Yeah.
That's amazing that your loved ones are giving that as a reference.
I know.
And there's grandparents, all 4 grandparents here, that just think, I just heard a grandmother say an old expression like, my granddaughter is the bee's knees. Like she's the best thing around. And they just talk about your heart and your empathy and your helpfulness and
that's nice.
But the helpfulness, Chris, is more than just people really close to you. It just seems like it branches out so much more, and I'm sure probably over all your lifetime. And anything your mother just said to me, and you may know this, but your mother just said anything with anything with wings is so connected to you. So keep in mind, angels and birds and dragonflies and butterflies, there's a very, very strong connection. It feels like someone loved angels or has like an angel that they love. There's an angel.
Definitely. I have angels. I have angels in my house. I have angels. And when you said wings, my mom, after she passed, I always told them ever since I was a little girl that whenever they passed, they had to give me these signs because I could, I always picked up on signs since I was very young. And I always told them, you have to leave me signs. So I know it's you. My mom always left me feathers.
I love it.
Feathers.
I love it.
She still leaves me because she's been gone for 14 years, and you'll find a feather in the most crazy places, like on a windowsill, and there's no window open.
I love the fact that not only how amazing that you get to see these signs and know it's her and everybody else in spirit, but the fact that she wanted to bring up it is her, like to remind you, I know, but it's sometimes it's nice to get a validation from somebody else to say, that really is mom. Like mom is really giving me these feathers or anything to do with wings. That's pretty remarkable, Chris. And there's something with a car. When you talked about the tornado, did something happen to a car or a truck?
We did. We lost one of our trucks. We lost one of our trucks that was left at the house.
Wow. So just know, I don't know who's giving this as a validation, because God only knows, Chris. There's so many people here that love you and they just want to chat with you and talk to you and keep, your brothers are,
I love that. Thank you so much.
and Chris, your brothers are on each side of you and they're just hugging you. They're just completely grabbing you, hugging you, in just a way. Also, there's also Mary or Marie. There's an M. There's a really strong. If I was going to say Michael. I think that's a double validation. There's an MR name, like a Marie or Mary or Marianne connected, and living crossed again. Make sure you keep it with you, Chris. But there's also a Michael, but that feels like it's a middle name, like John Michael or James Michael or And by the way, Chris, there was also a David or Don or Donna or Dan named Leah.
My husband is David, and I have a son named David.
I love. I'm so glad. I'm so glad I remembered to say. Your father just kind of tapped me on the shoulder and said, I said that, and you haven't said that yet. I'm like, I'm sorry. So, just a beautiful validation for you, the family.
And the B. Go back to the B. My dad's name was George, but everyone called him Bud.
Oh my God! I'm so glad you got that before we hung up. I love it. I love that you got that, Chris. It's wonderful. And listen, I'm up for a break, so thank you so much, my Southern girlfriend.
So
thank you, Chris. And listen, you have lots of love to you. Have a great week.
Thank you. You too. Bye bye.
Thank you, and we will be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. This is Stephen the Medium with my co-host Coach Elix. And let me go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
Hi, Stephen. It's Melinda.
Hi, Melinda. How are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm good. Melinda, right as soon as I hear your voice, I keep hearing... let me ask you something. Did you have somebody connected to you that a couple that were married a long time? Approaching like 40 years. It feels as if, and I think it's do you have a set of grandparents that have crossed?
Yes.
It feels as if it's that generation, but it just feels like I just keep hearing Mr. and Mrs. like that was it for them, and so neither one of the grandparents had like a long marriage years.
I'm not sure on the years. I would have to look into it, but I'm sure it would have been a long time.
Okay, it really felt like they were approaching, like talking about like 40 years or something that was very long. So, and I think it's just a way that your grandparents have given me the thumbs up to say, please let our granddaughter know, let Melinda know that we're here stepping forward. And there's a really strong father. So is this grandpa? Or your dad? Is your dad still here?
My father's still here, living, yes.
And you don't have a father-in-law who's crossed?
No, I have a godfather.
A godfather who's crossed?
Yes.
That could be. I'm just trying to figure out who this is. Where does the S come in, Melinda? The S name. I keep hearing, and I can't tell if it's a guy, like if it's like a Stephen or Stephanie or Sharon, or there's a very strong S. So your godfather wasn't connected, like first name, last name, or somebody, wife, kids. There were no S's. That's how I usually can figure out who's coming through and who's. Wait a minute, are you married?
Yes, I am.
Oh, this is your husband's side. This is husband's side.
Okay, yeah, because our last name is Santos.
Oh, so that would be the
So the S.
that would be the big S. And I just got pulled. I just got pulled like to your husband's side, and there's a grandfather on your husband's side stepping forward. Is your husband named after somebody? Or did you name a child after someone? Someone's got a first or middle name.
My son is named after my husband.
I got it. Got it.
So, yeah.
Perfect. So just know that this is, so your husband has to have a grandfather who's crossed because it's a grandfather stepping forward. And just talking about, well, actually, very, very interesting, talking about you, just talking about how much they love you. And there's also healthcare. Like someone's wrapping something, like it feels like in a hospital or a doctor's office. Was there somebody connected to you or your husband that was a nurse or somebody that did something in healthcare?
I mean, my sister works for a doctor's office, but I can't think of anyone else that was a hospital setting or a healthcare setting.
That would be enough if your sister works for a doctor's office. Even though, Melinda, in addition to that, somebody just recently wrapped something. I can see a wrap is going, like, I don't know if this is something like someone has like carpal tunnel and you wrap your hand or your wrist, or there is something, or your leg, an ankle is being wrapped. Just make sure you keep that with you because there's something, I can actually see the bandage or something going around somebody. So maybe it's connected to your sister, maybe, like
I had
something.
a bandage on my back. I don't know if that is it, but...
But with that...
I'm sorry, you broke up?
Was that recently?
Yeah, just last week.
So I bet if it was a bandage, I bet, as much as I love to say, it's like I got a phone call going with Spirit and saying, where is it? They just give me things. And I bet it's probably a way to let you know that they are making sure whatever the bandage was there for, whether it was something small, big, it doesn't matter. It's just your loved ones giving that as a validation. What is with the cheese? Can you please tell me?
I don't know, but I really don't care for cheese.
It's kind of funny. Sometimes I say it's either love or hate. There is a blocks of cheese they keep showing me, like Wisconsin or Milwaukee. So I guarantee you, Melinda, either somebody like was in that area, like I don't know, work or at some point somewhere in that area, or there's like a sporting team that someone liked, or there's something connected to that state.
Cheese.
Yeah, because the cheese is representing the Midwest. So you never had anybody, you or your husband, like connected to the Midwest at all for any particular reason? I just heard.
Not that I'm aware of.
Isn't that funny? And I just heard someone in spirit say, "Yeah, like
It's probably my husband's side.
I bet it is, because it feels like it's I get pulled to your husband's side very, very strongly. They talk about the SUV or the truck. Is that something you guys have?
I have an SUV.
So, I know a lot of people have SUVs, but in this particular like realm, you're just giving that as a validation, even though somebody had a truck. And I think it could be connected. If did someone have like a small business at some point?
No.
So even on your husband's side, there wasn't family member that had a small business?
Okay, so actually his uncle has a business down in California.
Oh.
And he drives trucks.
Yeah, that's where it is. So my little pinning of the states should have been further out west, but I knew I was being pulled out to west. I said Midwest, but just know that again, here you are calling, and it's all about your husband, right? Your husband's family. That's what they.
Yeah, that's okay.
They're very, very strong. But I love that they're just giving a validation to. But that uncle is still living, right?
The uncle is living, yes.
Wow, I love that. And Melinda, there's a baby, baby in spirit. So someone lost a baby, so miscarriage.
Yes.
So if you understand that, because I can hear the baby just like so excited and very, very happy, and there's also the baby's next to a dog in spirit too, like a good sized dog.
So I had a miscarriage. My sister lost a baby at birth, and a cousin of ours lost a dog who helped us through a traumatic time.
Oh my God, Melinda. Wow. And I love the fact that this dog is coming out and just giving a validation about those circumstances and just about I love the babies, your dog, but there's one of the babies girl. There's a girl.
So I don't know what I was going to have because it was really early on.
Okay.
So it could have been mine. My sister was a boy.
Wow. So I bet then it's yours. And there's a B name like Bella, or there's a B name. So
his name is Beckett. My sister's son's name was Beckett.
Oh my God. Wow.
And
Melinda.
Her dog's name is Bella. You said both. You said B. Bella first. Is her dog.
Oh my God.
Yeah.
Wow. So know that your daughter is just the most loving thing, and just wants to make sure. I just keep hearing, and I know, Melinda, sometimes this is weird, emotional, but when you lose a child, that child is in spirit and is so excited, like they feel as if they're still with the family, so they just want validations. And I just keep hearing now, ma, and I just keep hearing about how she hasn't missed any opportunities or any milestones. And the funny thing is, one of the most incredible things I think I've heard in a reading is that your daughter just said, because I never made it to the physical world, however, my soul spent a period of time, clearly, that you knew you were pregnant, with my mom, and I offered her gifts that she took. And that, to me, is, Melinda, is one of the most beautiful things. It's almost like your daughter saying, my mom looked past just like just the baby, and really sort of part of your soul tuned into that she was here, and the short period of time that she was here was a blessing, was a miracle, and just gave you so much, Melinda. And I don't know if you know that. Well, you do know that. So how amazing is that? It's pretty amazing. And I'm up for a break. So thank you, Melinda, for letting me do this.
Thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Me too, and lots of love to you. Okay.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Melinda,
Okay,
and
bye-bye.
we will be bye-bye, and we'll be right back. And welcome back to Through the Static. Let me just go right to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen. Who's this?
This is Bernadette.
Bernadette, how are you?
It's a roller coaster.
Okay. Well, Bernadette, let me just say to you, how do you connect to Rose?
Nobody.
Yeah, somebody. There's before I knew who I was, who was going to be on the call. I kept hearing rosaries, roses, rosary. There's a rose something connected. So, do you remember anybody ever taking roses from a service, or somebody keeping? There's something, or somebody had years ago had a lot of roses.
My mom loved roses.
It could be. I mean, it's usually more than somebody who loves roses, but it could be. It could be that. But your mom is crossed?
Yes, sir.
So just know that it's also, now that you said your mom loved roses, Mama is here, Bernadette, but there's also a really strong father energy. But is Dad here?
No. He's crossed too.
Wow. So know that. Wow. Mom and dad are both stepping forward. One of the things that your mother just said to me, even though she like couple of calls before, she's screaming Rose. So I don't know what that is, but there's got to be something more than her liking roses. In any case, she just said to me, number one, my daughter is really, really connected to spirit. Very, very connected. Why isn't she using that? She needs to be using that. So it just means, Bernadette, that you're a person that's very, very, very easily connected. So if you're very connected, you can actually use that to help you get through whatever you're going through. Where's the recent death, though? There's a recent crossing.
Yes, there is. My life partner.
Wow. So just know, wow. And Bernadette, who's also the W name? I keep getting like, what was
yes,
that?
Sir, that was my life partner. His name was Wayne.
Oh my God, Bernadette. So know that Wayne is here. And he just said to me, everybody is so proud of you, Bernadette. And Wayne just said to me, he's with you every single second. And just like a caterpillar that turns into a butterfly that I put on Instagram today, just to promote the show, that he said, I'm just different. I'm there. I'm with you, and we're going to get through this. And you know, Bernadette, your love, Wayne, just said to me, tell Bernadette I'm holding her hand, and I am never going to let go of that hand until many, many years from now, until we meet again. But I just want her to make sure that she's got me. I'm her complete backup. And, you know, Bernadette, Wayne's just said to me, Stephen, Bernadette is the most special person you'll speak to. He said, what she gave me and how she made me feel. And I thank her for every single thing that she did. She's the most incredible soul, and I am blessed that I even got to be around her. So Bernadette, just make sure you keep that with you, and you know how much he loves you. And I'll tell you, when he met you, that was it for him. I mean, he's just he's making me like, you know what it feels like, a high school sweetheart. Like he met you and that was it. It was you should see. He just said you should see how damn pretty she is. I love him. I love Wayne. I love he's got such a beautiful sense of humor. And he also just said to me, tell Bernadette I'm sorry about the noises. So if you're hearing noises or you're about to hear noises in the apartment or house, he's just saying, I'm with her all the time and sorry, sometimes I make noises. It's just a way that he wants to give you as a validation. Bernadette, was he cremated?
No, sir. No.
Well, so I only ask that because do you live near the water?
Yes, sir, I do.
Okay. You know, it felt like if he wasn't cremated, it felt like at some point there's some kind of ceremony or memorial or something, and it's near water.
Yes, sir. We're having a memorial for him the last Saturday of this month. I was denied going to his funeral in Buey, and so I'm having my own memorial for him.
Wow. Well, you know something, Bernadette? When you just commented what you just said, all I heard Wayne saying to me was, what I gave her before she told you what she just said should knock out anything to show her that how much I loved her and how much I do love her. So, Bernadette, he just said to me, I'm going to be there at the ceremony also, or the memorial. So just make sure you keep that with you, okay?
Yes, sir.
Okay, listen, I'm going to leave that with you. Just, Bernadette, please know how much you're loved by him and that you are such a courageous and brave woman that, and he's smiling and said, we still have a lot of life together. So just keep that with you, and I'm going to leave that with you, okay?
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you, Bernadette. You have a great day and lots of love to you.
Thank you.
Okay, bye-bye. I'm going to go to the next caller. Hi, this is Stephen.
Hey, Stephen, it's Paula.
Hi, How are you?
Good, how are you?
I'm good. Paula,
Yes.
does somebody have a skin issue?
Yes.
Is that you? Is that somebody crossed? Who is this?
My daughter.
Because I just felt that there's a mother or a grandmother figure. There's a mother energy. I can't tell. Is mom here or crossed?
Crossed.
So it's going to be then. I'm sure it's probably both. But your mom is stepping forward, and she just keeps putting like her hand on, like on your daughter. Now that I know it's your daughter, I didn't know who it was because of having like a rash or psoriasis, or there was something skin related.
She has a she's had this ulcer on her leg that's been treated for almost a year now, and it's just starting to be closed and healed.
Wow, and your mama just said to me, and that's the way it's going to continue and keep going. Your mom just said to me, tell my daughter, we here in spirit are on overtime, doing whatever we can to help her. But is your daughter, is that the only girl, the only child? Why does she say one?
She's my only girl, and she has a baby that's just going to be turning 1.
Oh my God, I love it! I love the double validation. The only daughter in the great granddaughter, right, of your
Right.
granddaughter for your mom. But I'm saying because your grandmother is here too, or grandmothers are here. But in any case, a big birthday celebration for the number one. I love that. And Papa. I keep hearing Papa. Is your dad crossed or here?
He's crossed.
But it also feels like there's a nobody called someone Papa, like a grandfather. Or
Yes, they call when my kids called my dad Papa.
Oh, so know that it's dad stepping. Someone smoked, Paula.
Yeah, yep.
Was that him?
He did, and my mother did.
Yeah, I can just smell cigarette smoke as your father stepped forward, and your father just said to me, G or J, John, Jane, John, George.
John.
Who's John?
John is my husband and my son.
Wow, But wait a minute, but you have more kids, right?
I have a daughter, Julie, and a son, John.
Oh, so those are the J's. I got it. Oh, G's.
Yeah.
I got it. I love that. I love because they wanted to make sure that you validated your daughter is also a G or a J name, which is so cool. And your parents and everybody else just said to me, make sure you tell Paula that whatever celebration, whether it's small, whether it's big, the first year birthday, everybody's going to be there.
Oh, awesome.
And who's Ann or Anna? There's a I don't know if this is a middle name, Paula. Like someone's middle name is Ann, but there's
My daughter's middle name is Ann.
Oh, so wow! Just giving a validation that they're really going to be there at your daughter's baby's first birthday. How wild and how cool is that? That's pretty great. You've got Paula because the show's ending. There's something really good happening this year with you. It's very, very good news. I don't know what it is, and I don't know if you already know, but there's something really, really good, even better than Paula, right? You don't know? Something really good's coming. I don't know what this is, but I just saw your mother give me the sign that they don't give me all the specifics, but just said, tell my daughter something really good with her thumbs up. So whatever that is, just make sure you keep it with you. I love that. So Paula, unfortunately, the show's going to end, so thank you so much for calling, and lots of love to you.
Thank you, Stephen. Bye-bye.
Thanks, Paula. Bye-bye. So, just like that, the show is over, but at least we have Elix, right? Elix?
Elix is here.
So tell everyone where people can find you.
They can find me at Coach Elix. If you're not connected with me, you got to connect with me on Instagram, Facebook, and I promise everyone that we're going to do a live this week and behind the scenes. So that's
about my toys.
Well, I'm sure of that too. That goes without saying.
Well, so that's how you can catch and find Elix, and please go follow him because Elix posts a lot of amazing things that, even when I look at, I just sort of make me stop and think about, which is pretty amazing. And also, Mark, thank you, the producer of both our shows. And just remember that Mark has his show before my show, 3 to 5, which is Mark's Jukebox. So check that out because it's a great, great show. And he's many times has themes and plays different, music for different categories, which is really cool. Which is last week he played, I think it was the first song he played was a request for from Elix. So thank you, Mark, for doing that. And it's one of the songs that it's Babs. So, you got me at Babs. So you can find me, Stephen the Medium, all over the place. And remember, June 6th, which is coming up, but there's still tickets available. If you are local, come see me. It's my first live event in over a year at the Sagamore Inn. StephenTheMedium.com/Sagamore. You can go there and buy tickets. I will be doing readings. I will be doing notes, and you don't want to miss the notes. If you are local, just come on over. So I don't know if there's any more VIP tickets left. There could be, but you can check that out. So I hope to get to see you. So, and I think that's it, Elix.
That's it.
All right. So we will... Through the Static, we'll be back next Wednesday, but Friday at 1 o'clock, we will both be back for Elix's show, Get a Grip with Coach Elix. So until then, lots of love to everybody, and have a great rest of the week.
Bye, everyone.
Bye-bye.